My mom's boyfriend is ruining my relationship with my mother, and now trying to cause drama for my wedding. My mother 65F has been dating Dave 60M for 3 years. There have been red flags since the beginning, and it's gotten worse over time. My sister and I can't stand him, but my mom is extremely defensive about him and has made it very clear she will always take his side. Whenever I bring up concerns, she said it's a misunderstanding or his sense of humor and we don't understand. Before my mom and Dave started dating, my mom was involved in mine and my sister's lives. She was also very involved in her grandchildren's lives and was even planning on building a home on my sister's land so she could live closer and be involved with the grandkids. My mom currently lives 20 minutes away from my sister. I live out of state, about a 4-hour flight away from them. Dave is just an awful person. My sister and I have tried to be supportive and forgiving, and happy for my mom. But it's getting impossible to ignore anymore. Here is a list of just some of the red flags. He always has an excuse about why my mother can't see the grandkids. I won't go into detail on this part based on the sensitive nature of some of the reasons, but it's always been a huge concern to me. He is a loser and a mooch. Most of the time he has been with my mom, he has been unemployed. He lives in her house rent-free. He bullies her. 2 examples: on Christmas my sister got my mom an Apple Watch and he started making snide remarks insulting my mother's intelligence and ability to use the watch. My mom cooked her mother's recipe for potato latkes and he was insulting the recipe and telling her she was doing it wrong. He is in a ton of debt but the reasons don't make sense. Fake cancer diagnosis. Ex-wife business partner stole from him. One time when my mom was visiting me in Arizona, he told my mother he had COVID and told her she wasn't allowed to come home. The home that she owns and he lives in for free. She flew home and gave him a COVID test and he tested negative. He literally lied to her, not sure if it was a power play or attention grab. I overheard him verbally abusing my mom at my niece's birthday party because he was mad my father, her ex-husband, was there. He tried to get my mom to marry him after 10 months of dating so he could get her health insurance. I told my mother I did not approve of that decision, and I'm pretty sure she secretly married him, but I'm not sure. My mother secretly moved him into her house after 6 months of dating and lied to us about it. Once he moved in, he made her get rid of all of her sentimental furniture and artwork, many of which were her late parents'. My mother has never lied or hid anything from us before. This is all new behavior for her. Everything came to a head this weekend. Friday I flew in for my uncle's funeral. I only fly home once or twice a year. I was at my sister's house and my mom texted us asking if we had plans for dinner. We told her to come over. We had just ordered family-style Mexican food and would be hanging out. My mom said to eat and she would swing by later. 5 hours go by and we don't hear from her. It's 9 p.m. Remember, my sister has little kids, so 9 p.m. is too late for guests to come over. I texted my mom and asked why she didn't come. She said she got busy with errands but was on her way. I told her it was too late because the kids were getting ready for bed and having tantrums from being too tired. Yesterday my mom came to my sister's house and I asked her what errand was more important than having dinner with me, since I never see her. She then told us she went out to dinner with Dave and got gas. Then my sister and I explained why we don't like Dave and how we feel like my mom doesn't care about our relationships anymore. She doesn't even see her grandkids anymore. We feel like a low priority and we are concerned about him being an unhealthy person. I was so hurt and angry that she blew me off for dinner and then tried to hide it, and then she had dinner with him instead. Today, at my uncle's funeral, my mom pulled me aside and said she talked to Dave. She told him our concerns about him being controlling and pulling her away from us. She started crying and said that he is now refusing to come to my wedding in 2 weeks. I told her that his decision was just proving my and my sister's point more, and that it was really messed up for him to bail on the wedding and trip to Arizona. He had committed to a vacation house with my mother and her sisters. I understand him not liking me, but you would think he would want to be there for my mother to make the day special for her. She has been so excited for the wedding my mother started yelling at me and told me it's all my fault. She said I'm judgmental and accused me of lying and making up stories about Dave. I'm honestly so hurt and have been crying all day. Although I'm relieved he won't be at the wedding to cause drama, I am deeply offended. And I think he is choosing not to come because he knows it will hurt my mom. She made it very clear this is my fault and she is on his side, and now I feel like he will make her cut us out completely. I don't know what to do. I want my mom to be happy but I can't support this relationship. Too long didn't read my mom's boyfriend is toxic and is trying to keep her away from me and my sister. I mean, your mom is being completely controlled by this man, and it's an abusive dynamic. You need to look up how to talk to people who are stuck in controlling relationships. You need to stay open and keep inviting her. Keep reinforcing that you welcome her and him both and that you really want to see her. Tell her you love her. Get in touch a lot. And you can't say anything to her ever that you wouldn't say directly to his face. She will tell him everything and get drawn further into his web. Don't speak against him, and stay available. Encourage her to be empowered and make her own choices. That gets her ready to make the choice to leave him when she's ready to.